Hello? 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 Refresh, refresh, refresh. Oh, I need to crack my back. I don't have that command. I don't have this problem usually. I'm not Callie. Shut the fuck up, Twitch, about my pre-rolls. I got rid of them. Alright. This is what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by twitch.com.tv. I said twitch.com. Twitch.tv for their poopy dootiness. So, if you Google files, like, or company logos, you put like Fall Guys Vector, Fall Guys SVG, Fall Guys Illustrator file, it'll usually pop up. So I found it quickly. And then I was trying to emulate the ultimate knockout font at the bottom, which is a custom font that I think comes from this other font. I wish I could remember what it was called. Handwriting. I downloaded it specifically for this and I can't remember what it was called. Was it Murado? I can't remember what it was called, but it was a handwritten font. And I just used the really cheap personal use version of it. From defont.com, which is, I don't usually recommend that, just any font from there, because usually it's not a great, it's usually just like a very shitty version of that font, and if you buy the full thing you'll get glyphs, etc., different variations for the font you want to use. So I typed it out, and then I turned it into a shape in Illustrator, and I went and I modified this font to try and emulate Ultimate Knockout. I didn't spend quite a lot of time. I tried to cut down on the time I was trying to do it down. So I fixed like the S, and it's kind of, you can see it's very jagged. I did the N very well. This N did not look like this N before. Some of the letters are a little too jagged and not as rounded as I would like. But I was like, this is for charity. I don't have to, no one's paying me to do this, but my time. And so I was using references to make sure everything looked like it. I modified the T, I modified the I modified all of this, and it took me a lot of time to do it, so it could look like the ultimate knockout logo. That's the one I've spent the most time on. I like fucked it up like 5 times, and I just kept like, I just gotta restart. So I finally just like restarted and nailed it. I have not used Illustrator in a while to mess with fonts, but it was like a nice exercise. So I did that, and then that let me make the different things for the poster. And then I used this quickly and did this in Illustrator and used this as like the little lower third that kept popping in and out. I exported these two separately as PNGs, so I had a transparent back. And then it would just pop in and out through like a really simple Stream Elements thing, like it was like on TV, you know, when they pop out with like watch this show tomorrow night. And then at first I was gonna try and make my own custom background for the event, and I was making patterns with the logo of the charity in it. I don't like how it was turning out, so I didn't end up doing that. I used like a Fall Guys background for the scene collection. I don't know if I can switch. Uh-oh. Whoa, you can switch this midstream. Poggies. I didn't know that. Did this switch actually on stream? It did! Okay, I worked in 1080p, or 1920 by 1080p, for this, but I usually, this is like, I usually work in like whatever it is, 1440 by 2150 or whatever, because that's the resolution of my monitor. And so when I'm working in OBS, I don't want things to be blurry or look blurry. Like I want to see it in the resolution that my monitor is at. And so I have to cough again. And so I did that, but I was like, everything for this that I'm finding is all in 1920 by 1080, so I just, like, all this stuff from Tiltify is all in that canvas size, and so I just did that, and so everything's gonna look very small on my stream to what it was that night. But I organized everyone's stuff. Oh, I made this little graphic in Photoshop for all the points and stuff, and the points at the top. Hi, this is me, and my camera's all messed up. I had the incentives from Tiltify. Shawnee made this. Shawnee saved my ass, so I didn't have to make any of the starting sooner BRBs. I was gonna make a quick little video with the browser going through the website. That didn't end up happening. I had everything for each team. In the middle is the like gameplay, but I don't have Fall Guys open. I had like a base scene. This is all nested scenes now. This was an audio scene, so you can't see anything. This was a squad base. I didn't use that. I had the big scoreboard that I just had as a nested scene to put on top of things. This is where I kept the scoreboard, and so I'd go in here in studio mode and change out the scores in studio mode, and so they change across all the different scenes. This is where I put all the cameras. This is where I had the logo with the rotator, so I could use that as a nested scene on top of everything. And I made this very quickly. A lot of it's a little shoddy, and I wish I'd changed it. Charles dies. Let's hope Charles dies. Thanks, Jess. I appreciate it. So training is finished, and we get a day off tomorrow. Let's go! I heard everyone in Australia is getting a day off tomorrow. It's a holiday. Let's hope Charles dies too, am I right? Oh my god. I miss Boyd. He was on Callie's stream. Wait, let me turn off my camera. Okay. I have to turn off my camera so it looks right in OBS. Otherwise, it's that weird square thing you saw. So I did that. That was all like production stuff, right? For Fall Guys. Which is like stuff you can do that I did like week of. Getting ready. I sent people graphic assets that I made. I wanted to do a video promo. I just didn't have time, and I was like, that's fine. I can't have just not all the time in the world to get stuff done. But I say the biggest and always the thing that you have to live with the most is the admin work. Annoy people duty. Could never had a buggy mail just trying to sort out an Etsy overlay, but I would like to say it's because I work with like Adobe and stuff that I know how layering and global assets work, especially because of InDesign. InDesign, you can make like a master of something, and then whatever you change there will apply to the rest of it. But it's a pain, and OBS is also stupid. It doesn't always work that way. Thanks, Jess. But I made the Discord. I didn't do React. I did React roles, but it did nothing this time. So I had like the info all set up to go in here. The announcements made it easy. How to do Tiltify, because that's always a problem with doing the charity raid train. So I knew that setting that up was going to be a pain and needed its own channel. To help everyone keep on track on what they needed to do, so they weren't like, what do I do? Can I do anything? It's all right here. I had everything in here. I even added a bot that scheduled messages for if I was staying up late and didn't want everyone at 4 a.m. And then I had like the channel that had all of my incentives, so people knew what to expect. Like everything that anyone needed to know was right here. The lobby codes, things that need to be said offline if need be. But that was just day of, and then we had everyone's channels right here, ready to go, so they had access. I messed up the roles and I didn't realize it to day of, but we had like the general. I put all the graphic assets in here. I try and so people can just have this on hand, resources they needed on how to set things up for what stuff was, trash talk for funsies. But I also like early on we had like this idea suggestions, charities, the game modes, if anything, need to be RSVPing, because that's like always, you always need to, like, even though I gave everyone a date so far in advance, like a month and a few days or maybe a week or so advance, like, you just don't know if people are paying attention, because people turn off notifications for Discord all the time, and they'll do the same for DMs, etc. And I needed more than just 10 people, and so it's like I had to have an RSVP. And if you did not RSVP, I had to stick people on you, so I knew, because that's the hardest. The hardest thing about putting any of these events together is just getting people to believe in it, and wanting to convince them that, like, to care about it. No, you're not a garbage human, Jess. It's just, this is just applicable to everyone. We had, I think, in total, excuse me, I think I gave everyone a date to be ready by, and I think we had about 10 people that we couldn't get a hold of for like a few days, and then there's just some people we even hear from, they just like ghosted and didn't get back to anybody, and so they were just, we just stopped reaching out to them, because it was like, so sorry, too late. And so then I luckily had a group of people this time who were willing to do it. That's the worst part, getting a hold of people, worst part. Yeah, and then I put everyone into their separate squads. I had like a timeline. I was like meeting with boys at the same time I was doing all this too. I gave everyone a date for this, right? But I was like, God, what is like the thing that is going to make this as cool as I think it could be? Like, what is the thing that's going to give it like an edge or some sort of like twist that makes it super exciting? The great removal of non-participants. Yeah, I had to do that because of Migi. He just came in being annoying and then just wouldn't stop joining, and I had to just be like, all right, everyone's gone who's not participating, bye-bye. Fuck off, Migi. So I didn't know what the edge was gonna be, and then when I was explaining to chat how I was like, I'm excited for this, but I don't think it's like what it could be. Like, it didn't hit its potential. Boyzar said reality show, and I was like, that's good. That's a good way to think about this. The great removal of gamers balls. Bye, gamers balls. So I hopped into a call with Boyzar 2.5 weeks before, and we figured everything out. We're like, okay, it's gonna be an eliminations, it's gonna be X, Y, and Z. Okay, so we have a start, and we started to figure out incentives. We went into the next meeting a week later, and we're like, okay, these are incentives, but we really don't know, like, these are kind of lame. Like, they were like all things that we were doing, like Boyzar something has to do a rap, Rio has to do something on the spot, we have to crack an egg on his head, and he kept asking me like, what is something I'd be willing to do for money? Like, what's the most amount of money and the weirdest thing I would do? I was like, that's not quite it. So we like sat there kind of like milestones, incentives. There's like parts of the game and how the game structure is going to work that haven't been completely fleshed out. So we left that call unsure of how things were going to go or like where to go with it. And so that whole weekend, I literally just sat there staring at my computer and watching Game of Thrones with my mom and trying to work out the structure of the game, the game's rules, and how everything was going to work. And then I figured out how incentives were going to be structured so they weren't all over the place. And I also at the same time had to figure out how to stream this in the first place, because Fall Guys does not have a spectate mode at all. There's no spectating unless you die and disqualify yourself. There's no like built-in one. If you do custom lobbies, there's no way to kick people. It was like thing I would do for my not TOS. I mean, if I had enough money, I could make an OnlyFans. Sheesh. Well, I don't know how my team didn't get eliminated. Well, the thing with the whole event was like we couldn't do anything. Like all the incentives we hit as an entire event, and then with the commentators, we couldn't keep up with, so we couldn't even go into like elimination rounds. But yeah, I like sat there for like a whole weekend trying to structure everything and then have it be prepared to like explain it to everyone, because I knew it was going to be a little bit confusing, and then disseminating this information as best as I could in the info section so that people were prepared. And then I had to come up with the incentives, and then I knew how to like structure the incentives as like things that we're going to do to you guys, and then you guys had your own incentives. The teams had their own incentives to do them themselves while trying to handle everything we were doing to them. We hit everything so fast we couldn't keep up, which is like a great problem to have, but oh my god, that was such a problem. It was so chaotic. It was just like, it's like the reason 112 was why I needed an extra person in the house with me. I didn't sleep for 2 days. No! But we did it. And it was so hard to figure out points and stuff in the end too, because we kept hitting resets. You're fucking welcome, Pakistan. But I'm proud of us. Oh, holy fuck. Like doing the like everything leading up I was prepared for, especially the week before. I had figured it all out. I was making all the graphics and my OBS scenes. But like the actual event itself was so much going on at the same time. I needed another person with me in person. It is. It's like really reassuring. I'm glad I did it. We put in the effort, and a great group of people showed up for it, and we were able to help a lot, because it's like going mostly not talked about, which is really sad. Like, I saw a little bit about it and then it just disappeared from my radar. And then when I was choosing a charity, I was like, wait, this is happening. And then Liam got toxic in League. But yeah. Well, it was fun. I had so much fun. I was just so wiped after. And then I just like, I did this all while I was like in recovery for my wisdom teeth, which I'm still in recovery for. I have like 2 to 4 more weeks of like cleaning my mouth out all the time, which is, I don't know. It's hard to like, the gravity of what I did is hard to like wrap my head around, especially with all the work I put in. I don't know. That makes me excited to do charity raid train and other things. It makes me excited to do events and plan out stuff and produce things. I enjoy that stuff. I also enjoy editing and things. Thanks, Jess. I just meant like the amount of it. Cause I don't know. Do you ever just like get work done and you're productive and you're like, was that enough? I think I have a problem with him. Is that enough? Did I do enough? Get dry socket? I did not. I was good. I've been keeping care of my mouth. I syringed earlier after I ate taquitos. Got dry socket when I got surgery. I've been good about it. I've been drinking lots of, well, actually I'd say I haven't been drinking as much water. But I was eating only soft foods. I'm still eating mostly soft foods. This is probably the crunchiest thing I've had in 2 weeks. Because it's just so uncomfy to get stuff back there. Kilo of hummus and got dry socket. 2 pounds? That's too much. That's too, ew. Oh. That's too much. I mean, I love hummus. That's a lot of hummus. I do love hummus though. I couldn't like, I do not like eating breads at the moment, and I'm so sad because I love bread. But it like, they're like, eat soft white bread, and so I was, and it was just like, it gets into little balls and gets stuck there, and then you have to go in with your syringe and be like, get out of my fucking mouth. Oh my god. You're so like, eat Jello and yogurt. Honestly, the thing I could only eat the first few days was Jello. Yeah, the like pudding getting stuck there really sucked. And the yogurt, I couldn't, that was painful. But Jello, you could just like slip, you know, you just like, gone. And soup, yeah, I started eating soup later, and then, what did I have? Did I have mashed potato? Yeah, the like, when I started to eat actual food was like, I had macaroni, like really like just like fast food macaroni. I went to KFC and I ate mashed potato and mac and cheese. That was like, I went there specifically to get those sides so I could eat that. For about 4 months. No! I hate dentists. I hate orthodontists. I'm glad I have my wisdom teeth out. I hate orthodontists the most. You don't have to if you don't want to, Liam. So I had like Invisalign for a while, and I just had like a really bad orthodontist that I will never forgive for anything because he was a piece of shit. And he traumatized me. I don't want to go. No! I went to the dentist last month for the first time in 3-ish years. And they're like, your gums are unhealthy. And they la la la. And I was like, and then I got my wisdom teeth hurt. And they're like, time to get them out. Then I got them out. I can make do, but then you might have to get a root canal, Jess. I went back to the dentist another time after a little bit, like a couple of years, because we were like in between. I was in between college. My parents were in between movies, so I didn't have like a dentist. And I got there, and they were like, "This cavity is so bad. You were very much like, very, very close to getting your whole root canal." I had an emergency cavity filling. Ugh. No, I don't care. Cheaper too. Goodbye. My gums, my business. They told me to floss or I was gonna start losing my teeth. Guys, I'm so bad about flossing. I don't know if anyone else is. Flossing is the bane of my existence. Also writing essays. I put those in those painful executive functioningness. So nobody, true. Oh, I think I would throw up. I think I'd get too stressed out. I'd make my tummy sick. But my tummy. Yeah, how is your frozen butthole and dick? The popcorn's very good. My dentist split my tooth in half. I was able to feel everything. Oh! Oh, I think you told us in Callie's chat once. Most of my roots spread out like this instead of like that. And anyway, I had them in my mouth and they were both. You know, that'd be such a good shirt, Jess. I was 12. No. Thank you. No, thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Yeah, tell that to David after dentist who was like, I'm not loopy. I'm so loopy after dentist. Find out you're a dentist. I am running far away and changing my number. Oh, Liam. I like got out of my anesthesia. I think I was mostly there and I was dizzy and I was tired. It was like if I just woke up. Let's dox him. So I looked up David after dentist on stream and we found out he's just like a homophobe piece of shit too. And he still makes YouTube videos. He has gaming videos. So. To swat David. I am not swatting him. Yeah, I pulled up one video of him off of his his YouTube channel where he does gaming from like a year or two ago, and he's just like used the word gay as an insult, and I was like, this is like Kay? Did Kay have something homophobic? Wait, did she do something awful? Or is it just finding out she didn't actually like Iron Maiden? She just liked the shirt. Kay is problematic? I didn't know this. I haven't watched K in so long. Oh my god. Fuck. No one's safe. That's true. It's been 10 years. We cannot say. It's still disappointing to hear that anybody was hateful in some slight at some point. It's hard. It's hard to grapple with that. That there was like any hate in their heart at all. We can just make fun, yeah, you can make fun of her for being Islamophobic. I need a K I educated myself video right now. Did she have to like make an apology about it? Is there a K YouTube video or K YouTube video apology? K YouTube apology video. Not late in the game that one of my favorite bands basically had a fucking Nazi in it? What? People suck. People suck and I just want to eat my popcorn. I'm so sorry, Jess. Why? Why are people so hateful? Who verbally abused me are all got in fights with them on Twitter? I'm angry eating popcorn now. At a BLM protest while screaming white power. Ezra Bell. I don't think I know who that is. What the fuck? He plays saxophone? Well, apparently you can't be a saxophonist and be a bitch. And my Twitter comment to him. There you go. Why they all gotta be bitches? Ugh. Alright. It has been a short just chatting stream, but I think I'm going to get off and edit photos or podcasts that I will post. We'll be up tomorrow morning, PDT. Like, I think I post it 10 a.m. No, what time do I post these at? I don't remember what time I schedule things. I think I usually schedule these at like 9:30 PDT, so it's 11:30 CDT, 12:30 EDT. That's like something early AM for Jess. Maybe, I don't even know anymore. But I'm just gonna get off and edit and eat. I've had a good time talking and hanging, and it's been a long time since I just like streamed by myself for a long period of time. And I've had a fun time, but I want to eat my popcorn and edit, and I'm tired. I feel the sleep in my eyes that I'm just like, I'm gonna like curl up in bed for a second. I'm gonna raid Callie though. Thank you Liam and Jess for hanging. Thank you Milko and Coco for so long, and everyone else who was like going down that nice rabbit hole with me. That was fun. That was so fun. And then talking about Twitch stuff and compressing and processing. I love you, Jess. I love you guys. And then going through the Fall Guys event a little bit. I feel like I accomplished a lot with my stream. I did everything I set out to be. Liam, I did it. I called him a bitch. I just put popcorn everywhere. Thank you. Thank you, Rob. I just want to curl up. That was nice. That was nice. That was a nice 2.5-ish hour stream. Just talking for a bit. I miss just chatting. I've just been doing like last 3 or 4 months, like doing stuff with people. Fuck, I hope it was the right guy. I hope they will have followers on Twitter, so you know. But I'll be back. What day am I being? What is my plan? Overwatch Comp Thursday! Surprise! I'm gonna be playing Overwatch until I hit gold. I can't end stream until I hit gold on Thursday. So that might be a long time, and I might just be sitting there in queue times for 10 minutes at a time, just hanging out. And then if anybody wants to join. And then Friday I have podcast day, and I think it'll be on Trey's channel. And then Sunday I might do something with Rob. I don't know. I'll see you guys at Callie's stream. I didn't even copy my message. Bye, nerds!